Good afternoon, YouTubers. This is Zeph once again, and today's mod that we're looking at is Alternate Start Live Another Life. This mod is by Arth Moon, and it is a companion to the character generation mod that I showed you last time. Now, I took the time, I've already made this is in my Argonian male. His name is Lizapto. He's the one that I'm going to get the dragon wing so I can show you later on. I'm going to set him up to be a fire mage and just show you his skills. I just made him a classical mage. And I am saving my perk points. I have a mod that's a level 1 perks to get you 5 perks so you can actually be started in your career. Now, there is a very good reason for that because this episode is Live Another Life. Basically, what has happened before I started filming, you awake in this jail cell and you hear voices in the background. The voice actor sounds like the guy from Dawnstar, that priest where you go to take this elixir and you fight against these orcs and these other type of priests so that you can save that city so they can actually start going to sleep and getting starting to dream again. That's what his voice sounds like. Now the beauty of this mod is that when you come over here and you activate the Shrine of Mar,
Approach, my child, and choose where your new life shall begin.
you get a whole lot of options. Now, this is one of the reasons why I've kind of restarted all of my major characters. I came by ship to Skyrim with Shakira. What happens here is basically you just take a boat and you show up in one of the two sea holes. You can select which one you want. It's a good start. One of the challenges that I'm finding with that though is that a lot of the content in Skyrim is it's geared to a certain level. So she had, a tough time getting missions and getting something to do from levels like 1 through 9. Now that she's getting up, now that she's over level 10, she can handle the different foes over there. I own property in one of the holes. This is one that I want to do because I'm curious. Because that's going to start you out with a house. This is probably the one that I've used the most. My main starts out as a member of the Dawn Guard. So a lot of the starting Dawn Guard quests are auto completed. Where the game begins for you at level 1 is that you're assigned to recruit new members to Dawn Guard. Those 3 members you have to travel across half the continent to find. And then they give you like mini quests. Downside with the mod, you don't start out with Dawnstar armor. So I had to build something to work with it. But it's just cool being a member of Dawn Guard from the start. I've also did a new member of the Thieves Guild. It completes the starter quest for that, and you start out in a ragged flagon. Did this for the Dark Brotherhood. You start out in their little base near Falkreath, and then you get the initial assassinations. That is an easier start because you're still close to the starter zone, and so you can kind of either fast travel or take one of the horse and buggies to get to the whole cities to do the assassinations. I've not done. I'm a patron at a local inn, so I don't know really that what how that one's going to start. Now, for this character, I'm going to select I'm a soldier in the army. I'm going to select Imperial because one of the things that I've found when you do the Civil War arc, if you're anything above level 10, it's kind of like arc. Now, right now I have like 150 something mods in there. One of the things that I've been seeing in the games of my other characters is that some of the Stormcloaks have hired giants. You know, they're walking along with their big axe and Stormcloak colors. If they play a role in the Civil War, that will make it worth doing. I'm going to investigate that further and I'll let you know. I've not done the, I got caught crossing the border illegally. I've not selected this one. Vigilant Stendar, it was nice to kind of see them before they get wiped out by the vampires, but they were kind of sanctimonious. I didn't really like them that much. So I didn't really keep with that once I found out that I could be Dawnstar. Now, this one, you do not get much of a delay because when it says I'm camping in the woods, it starts you like just outside of Helgen. One of the most fun ones that I had did was I was shipwrecked off the coast. You start out on this sinking ship just off of, I want to say, Dawnstar, and it was a long. First, you have to figure out how to get out of the ship. It took me about 15 minutes to do that, and then once you get off the ship, then you have to swim. It was probably like a 15-minute swim, and I was so happy that I did not have frostfall on because my character would have died because that was cold water. But that was like it was really fun just starting out that way because you didn't really have any gear. You had to scrounge around. Vampire in a secluded lair. I did this for my vampire character. It's kind of cool. You have a base. You have like your first victim, so you can feed just after getting up, laying on the ground for you, and then you can just kind of start the quest as a vampire. Start the game as a vampire. I took my vampire into the Dark Brotherhood arc because it gives her some type of mission to do. Hmm. My plan was to do the Civil War, but I've not seen this. All right. I'm going to roll another Argonian. I'm going to take Lizzie out, redo her, and I'm going to send her on this mission. Because I'm curious now. Because I found this on my Spellfire character, which I'm going to be showing you in the next couple of weeks. Next week's episode is going to be all about werewolves. Because I found a new mod. Well, it's not a new mod, it's new to me. That works with werewolf mastering and moonlight tales. What it does when you change into, and the weightlifting mod, when you turn into a werewolf, depending on how built you are, if you had 100%, then you'd be like a buff little werewolf. But if you're only like 0% or 50%, you'll look like a scrawny werewolf. But you also have the option of using the super bodybuilder mod option for that mod, and then you show up as like uber wolf. I'm kind of enjoying that. I'll enjoy it more once my character gets some weight on her bones. So, let's do I'm a soldier in the army.
Which side of the war
I
are you
want to join
on?
the Imperial Legion.
such noble souls.
And
Farewell,
once you do
citizen.
that, you go to sleep in this bed here. Now, it is well done because I've played this on several different paths, and they have different triggers that you can to activate the Helgen mission. The my character that came across on the boat, she had to find this mysterious traveler, and he's a wandering NPC, and she looked high and low, like trying to find this guy, couldn't find him, so she hasn't started that. So she hasn't started that. Them other characters just kind of like boom, walked in, found him, and got started.
Something to report?
Now I'm delaying here because I want to give all these to start. Because one of the nice things with this is that
Ulfric gets his
you're
hand on that crown,
going to get a
it
whole
won't be a
bunch
fairy
of
tale.
perk points
It'll be a problem.
to reflect my soldiering experience.
Don't you Nords put any stock in your own traditions? I thought the Moot chose the king. We're backing Ellison. When the Moot meets, they'll do the sensible.
Also, you'll notice that
everyone
these
agrees.
characters are wearing some of the
Been here
improved
long
armor.
enough to know that Nords aren't always sensible. We follow our hearts.
So what? Ulfric gets this crown and then suddenly he's High King?
No, it's not as simple as that. But the Jagged Crown would be a potent symbol for his cause to rally around. But if we found it first,
Right, I believe my system
gave it
has
to Ellison.
caught up.
in the absence of the Moot, it would further legitimize.
Now, eventually, you're going to see like the Helg or go investigate, and this live another life. This story is different depending on which life you start. So, right now, the last thing that we're going to do, well, I'm also going to
Perhaps. I'm entrusting you with what resources I can spare.
speak
But
to
I'm
him
warning
and
you.
get this started.
If this turns out to be a waste of
Oh,
time
I'm sorry,
and
I'm
men,
supposed to speak to
It
Ricket.
won't be a waste.
make sure you take the auxiliary here. You can send him back when you get there and find nothing but old bones and cobwebs.
The Stone Fists know.
Now,
Welcome
you
back,
note
soldier.
here,
I'm
it
glad you made it to
bypassed
one
the
piece.
prove
I'll send
yourself
men
to the
Garrison
Legion
Force
mission.
Right away. You did well. I'm impressed. But before we go any further, it's time for you to officially join the Legion. Speak with General
So you don't
Tullius.
really
He'll administer
save
the
a
oath.
lot of time other than being starting out the game. Uh, right, unfortunately, this is one of the
Can't wait to
disadvantages of
kill
trying to
another
Stone
talk
Fist
and
is no fool. He's found the crown, but we'll get to it first.
hey, I didn't get to say the oath. See, with this mod, you have to kind of wait and let the things kind of catch up.
Welcome to the Legion Auxiliary. Welcome to the Legion Auxiliary. Listen up. Ulfric's right-hand man, Galmar Stonefist, has located what he believes to be the final restoration of the Jagged Crown. We're going to make sure he doesn't get his hands on it. The rest of my men are already assembling outside Corvinjune. I'll meet you there as soon as I finish up here. Ulfric's right-hand man, Galmar Stonefist, has located what he believes to be the final
I'm just letting
Ulfric's
her do the
right-hand
talky
man,
thing.
Galmar Stonefist, has located what he
I can
believes
go
is
out
the
and
final
get
resting
the
place of the
armor
Jagged Crown.
later.
We're going to
He's
make
gonna
sure
get
it's
like
in
light
their
armor. The
The rest of
last
my
thing
men are already assembling outside
that
Corvinjune.
I'm gonna go over
I'll meet you there
today,
as
let
soon as
me
I finish
escape
up
out
here.
of this. I'm gonna level. One of the things that I dislike
wait
about
for me.
playing the starter racers is that their stats are so low in compared to some of the other ones. But you see, I have 6 perk points to start out with, which really gives me, somewhat of an advantage. You're going to see him again for the Gotten Magic Fire, or maybe Electricity, but I'll make him Fire because that. Alright, let's see. Let me show you real quick. This I like about this tree is that with the changes, I mean, he can already breathe underwater, so it doesn't make that much of a difference for him. But you can actually select that, and you can kind of start growing your character into like an unworldly. I'm going to take the Ancestor Awakening. What that does, that gives you makes your racial power minor, so you can use it multiple times. As a mage, he's going to be good at enchanting, and I'm going to spend my last 2 because it's important to have some ability to defend yourself. I usually play my mages as a spell sword. I might have to do something different with him, so I'm going to save this last point. Alright,
Get to
this
Corvin
so
June as soon as
this
you're ready. I'll
was.
meet you there.
Let me just save this really quick. This is one of the Living Other Lives. As I start to do more videos with my other characters that have already lived another life, I'll give you like a brief what has happened to now, so you can kind of see one of the new mods that I've got. It's a very simple one, but it's one that I'm in love with, is Take Notes. All it does, it allows me to write their backstory and give their slant on their adventures. It helps me to make each character unique. Alright, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day.